Hello everybody, my name is Henry Abram and I am a merchant from Boston. I support this beautiful land and most of its people through and through. While I don't own any slaves myself, I think that slavery shouldn't be abolished. Without slaves, who would pick the tobacco we smoke or the cotton for our mills? We have given the Africans a place in our homes and hearts, and they're simply paying their dues. Some may say slavery is unfair, but I strongly disagree. We are giving them a warm place to sleep and food for a small work fee. They do not know how to take care of themselves. These inferior beings depend on us in our advanced ways to survive. Do you want more chitlins at supper or perhaps warmer sleeping quarters? Because if so, stand by me and vote for slavery, and I'm sure we can work something out. Africans don't understand our ways and wouldn't know who to vote for. As for the poor, ha ha ha, they simply haven't worked hard enough and don't deserve to vote. We should keep the education for people with actual potential. The white men, women, Africans, indentured servants, and the poor simply don't have the brain capacity to go to school, let alone have suffrage. Women throughout our history have proved to be incompetent. But the man and woman, Adam and Eve, disobeyed God in the Garden of Eden. God gave each of them a punishment before evicting them from the garden. To the woman he said, I will greatly increase your pains during childbearing. With pain you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. To Adam he said, because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree which I command you, you must not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Though painful toil, you will eat of it all days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you. You will eat the plants of the field. By sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground. Since from it you were taken, your dust, and to dust you will return. That's a Bible entry. This shows that the Bible thinks that women are inferior to men. If the Bible says it, it must be true. Now be good Christians and vote alongside me in the matter of no women's suffrage. Women would just vote the same as their husbands, so why drag them down to the polls when they should be home with the children? Their brains haven't fully developed like us men. I love my wife very much, but she's as dumb as a cow. Their meaningless votes would crowd our important votes. We can look into women voting sometime in the far future, but right now, you are all being hysterical. Land-owning white men should be the only voters. If white men don't own land here in America, then they clearly don't know enough about our country to cast educated votes. We also don't want any of our neighboring lands or people from anywhere else coming casting random votes. The Iroquois, while wise and noble people who are great for trading and are not usually involved with our legal measures. If you vote alongside me and keep the gosh darn slaves, I'm sure we could share some of our slaves with you. We value our trade relationship very much. In conclusion, the Africans should stay enslaved and white land-owning men should be the only voters. Thank you for your time. Oh, and the amendments are: slavery shall not be abolished. Africans are property and shall be treated and owned as such. They have no rights and can be treated however the owner fancies. Amendment 2. The only people with suffrage are white landowning men. When voting, the men must have proof that they own land and must have owned this land for at least 6 months. Thank you.